going to be like an hour before
You
I'm
know how
done.
long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I don't think you guys walk away from this.
You just make sure people know what happened here today. And when you get out of here,
You just let people know what happened here today. That me and Jeff watched this movie, so you don't have to.
Hey, that's a sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do much. We didn't like storm the beach of Normandy, but we did watch Cyborg. And I got to be honest, this movie I thought was really cool in 1989 when I was 13. But now looking at it, we'll get into that. But I hope everybody's having a good Memorial Day. I would like to thank
happy Memorial Day.
And I would like to thank all those men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Because I want to take a second here. My dad lost a good buddy in Vietnam, and my sister got a chance to go to Washington, D.C. to the Vietnam Memorial Wall. You can't really see it, but it's the name is Alvin Derrick, and she took a one of those wax colorings of it.
Thank you, Al.
Name's right here on the wall.
My cousin's dad, his brother, I'm not related to him by blood, but he was KIA in Vietnam, and we went to Washington on a trip, and I took a picture of his name on the wall.
Yeah, I want to go. I've never been, but
it's actually quite it's kind of like a humbling experience when you see all those names.
My sister, not to get away from the bad cinema show, but
it's okay. We started like this. It's Memorial Day.
My sister said that she could feel how heavy it was being next to that wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there was other people there looking and visiting, and she said it's you could just there's an atmosphere, man. But someday I need to get out there and go.
It's actually beautiful where it's at too. There's all these cherry blossom trees, and they have this beautiful bronze statue of these guys like walking out of the jungle, look like, or something.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. It's a good experience, and they got the D-Day Memorial too. So I just like to remember that, like, at one point in our country, there were men that were brave. There still are. There are men that are brave enough to be like, I'm going to go and I might not make it back. Like, the men at Normandy, they knew there was probably over a 50% chance they weren't going to make it off that beach, but they went anyway. So
yeah.
I don't know that I could do that. I'll just be quite honest with you. I don't know that I could do that. Physically able to.
Something like that, you can train all you want for it, but when they say, "All right, it's time to go," you really don't know till you go.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to say, "Man, I do this, I do that, and this, that, and the other." It's like, no, you don't know until
That's right. And if they say they weren't afraid, they're lying. I'm sure they were. They just fought. That's what the real testament of courage is, though. Being scared and still doing it anyway. So thank you to all our veterans out there. And we appreciate you here on Bad Cinema. We should actually, if I thought of it, we'd have done a bad military movie, but I didn't think of it. So
maybe we'll do a good cinema military movie.
All right, we'll have to do that in the coming weeks. Although we already got, I guess, No Country for Old Men's coming up. So, all right, well, let's get into it. I'm going to try to play the trailer. When I say try, that means that I could get kicked out, Jeff. You know how it is.
Yes.
Because I'm not wired into but we're going to try. Let's see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Well, so far it's not doing too good.
Uh-oh.
I can't see or hear anything.
Well, what's popped up so far is your YouTube page.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still there.
All right, there we go. Okay, well, I should have showed all this shit. Now y'all gonna know why I watch when I'm alone. But here you go.
That's running. It's running. It's just a little choppy. Canon Films, baby.
Well, it wasn't bad, but
man, would there be bad cinema if Canon Films wasn't a thing? I think you're still going, but I think
only one man can stop it, right?
Here we go. Oh,
Take him.
Yeah, you see it, Jeff? Okay, I finally see it.
So right now it's just stuck on the Canon Films logo, but you can hear the audio of the intro. You want me to try it from my side?
Oh,
there it goes. There it goes.
Okay.
There it goes.
Well, that's great.
There it goes. You got it now. It's going. It's just choppy.
Jean Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
You can. I quit watching. I'm tired of fooling with it. All right. I will share this because this might actually work. I'm going to try to share the Wikipedia while you're looking that up because there's a lot of interesting side notes about this movie and little trivia tidbits. We'll get it to go. It'll come in a minute. There it is. All right. We actually got that to work. This movie was made as filmed in 1989, I think, or 88. It's a martial arts cyberpunk film directed by Albert Pune. Jean Claude Van Damme, the muscles from Brussels, stars as Gibson Rickenbacker. More to come on that name later. A mercenary who battles a group of murderous marauders led by Fender Tremolo, played by Vincent Klein, along the east coast of the United States in a post-apocalyptic future. It was followed by a sequel, Cyborg 2 in 1993 and Cyborg 3, The Recycler in 1994. The Recycler. A plague known as the Living Death crippled civilization. A small group of surviving scientists and doctors located in Atlanta, home of the CDC, work on a cure to save what remains of humanity. To complete their work, they need information stored on a computer system in New York City. Pearl Prophet volunteers for the dangerous courier mission and is made into a cyborg through surgical augmentation. Pearl, accompanied by bodyguard Marshall Stratt, retrieves the data in New York but is pursued by the vicious Fender Tremolo and his gang of pirates. Fender wants the cure so he can have a monopoly on its production. And actually, he says some pretty chilling things like, I enjoy the suffering. She gets cornered, but is saved by a slinger named Gibson Rickenbacker. After she explains her situation, they are overrun by Fender's gang. Gibson's knocked out by falling debris, and Fender demands she accompany him to Atlanta or die. Okay, now.
I got the trailer queued up whenever you want to run it.
Okay. And here's the cast, and this is their names in the movie. Jean Claude Van Damme is Gibson Rickenbacker. Deborah Richer as Nadie Simmons. Vincent Klein is Fender Tremolo. Dale Hayden is Pearl Prophet. Alex Daniels is as Marshall Stratt. Blaze Long as Furman Buck, Pirate Bandit. Ralph Miller as Brick Bardot. Haley Peterson as Haley. Oh, that was easy. Terry Batson as Mary. Jackson Rock Pickney as Titus Pirate.
Now, Aaron's in the chat. Hey, Aaron, are you seeing any kind of theme with the names of the bad guys?
Yeah, you see the name of you're going to find out. It had 2 sequels, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, it had. Now, Canon Films initially intended. This is the interesting part about this movie. Canon Films initially intended to make a sequel to the 1987 He-Man film Masters of the Universe and a live-action Spider-Man film. Both projects were planned to be shot simultaneously by Albert Pune, who directed this movie. Cannon, however, was in serious financial trouble and had to cancel deals with both Marvel and Marvel Entertainment Group, who owned the rights to He-Man and Spider-Man. Respectively, Cannon had already spent $2 million on costumes and sets for both of those films and decided to start a new project in order to recoup some of that money they spent on all the costumes and sets. Pune wrote the storyline for Cyborg in one weekend. And he had originally wanted Chuck Norris to be in the movie, but co-producer Miham Golan cast Jean Claude Van Damme, and the film was shot for less than $500,000 and was filmed in 23 days. And believe me, all that quality is up on the silver screen.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as far as the names of these characters, several of the characters' names are references to well-known manufacturers and models of guitars and other musical instruments. Gibson Rickenbacker, obviously, is the Gibson and Rickenbacker guitars. Fender Tremolo is Fender, and of course, the tremolo arm on a Fender. Marshall Strat, and Marshall amplifiers and Fender Stratocasters. Les is obviously a Gibson Les Paul. Pearl Prophet, obviously Pearl drums and Prophet 5 synthesizers. Nady Simmons is Nady Simmons Systems Inc. and Simmons Electric Guitars.
You know what this reminds me of, Matt? This reminds me of The Usual Suspects when they've got Kaiser Soze in the office with that detective, and he's spinning the big tail as the movie goes along.
Yeah.
And then after the detective lets him walk, he starts looking around and seeing all the stuff, all the different things, that names and stuff that Kevin Spacey's character Kaiser Soze was using to spin his little tail.
Oh, okay. And also another little bit of trivia is there was a comic book that came out there. If you find it out there, it's probably worth something. That coincided with the film's home video release. Cannon published a one-shot comic book. Narration largely follows the action of the film, although the fight ends on a cliffhanger. Credit to author Noah Cirk and artist Mike Van Cleve and Pete Von Scholey. It also features behind-the-scenes articles and interviews. The comic was reprinted for limited editions of the film, published by French company ESC and Austrian-German company Playon. Critical response. Cyborg received a generally negative reception from critics despite the box office success.
No.
Rotten Tomatoes reports a 22% positive score based on 18 reviews. The film weighted average of 24 out of 100 based on 8 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. It went on to gross $10 million on a $500,000 budget.
That's a win.
That's definitely a win. And also, there are references to this movie in pop culture. In fact, American rapper Method Man sampled most of Fender's opening words as the opening lyrics in the song Judgment Day from his 1998 album to Cal 2000 Judgment Day. The lyrics are slightly modified. The intro is also in the opening of the song World Damnation by the death metal band Mortician. The intro of Fender talking about death and starvation is thought as the official opening of metal band Chimera's song Resurrection. It is often played at live shows as an intro. The same intro is also played at the beginning of a song by Australian Christian gore grindcore band Material Corpulence. I can't say their name, but there you go. So that's a lot. All right. That's a lot of words I had to spit out there. But
yeah,
did you
want to try to spin the trailer or no?
Yeah, we'll try it. I think it'll work. We'll try it. We're going to share the trailer with you guys now.
All right.
Just push play down there, Jeff. There's your bad seal of approval right there, Cannon.
Welcome to the world of the not-too-distant future. Get going! Go! A brutal gang is reshaping the world.
And look at them. They look like an 80s rock group.
Vision of hell. And only one man can stop them. Jean Claude Van Damme is leading the battle.
Yeah, only one man can stop it.
And evil.
Take him out.
As it's never been fought before.
Yep.
He's on a desperate mission to rescue a cyborg who holds the secret for saving the world.
Yeah,
For 1989, it did pretty good. For her,
I
like
guess.
the cyborg flash for the cyborg flashbacks.
Warrior of a new age.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, my friend.
That guy looks like a wrestler.
Jean Claude Van Damme has become the first hero of the 21st century.
Yeah, he's always
The Van Damme splits.
He had probably only been speaking English for like 5 years at this point, I'd say, if that.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
And you can tell like he hadn't really mastered the English language that much, I guess. But
No.
yeah, he's still alive.
All he had to do is take his shirt off, do those T splits, and do roundhouses and stuff, and you had a movie. But think about that: $500,000 budget and raked in $10 million. You said,
yeah. And here, as you can see, is the classic Van Damme
Yeah.
splits. And I love this scene because you see what he's doing. He's like up here and he's going to jump. He did a commercial like this too in France where he's like doing the splits between two trucks. It was like a truck commercial or something. And like this guy right here, though, he looks like he should have been in the WWF. Look at him.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's tall too,
and he's got some eyes, some scary eyes. I mean, he's got good bad guy eyes, is the way I would put it.
Oh, those are contacts for sure.
But here they are. This looks more like an '80s rock band, though, to me, instead of like
the guy to his right looks like Tom Berenger almost.
I know. And there was another guy that looked like Brian Bosworth.
Bosworth's been in a couple
and look
movies.
at this big gun. This was like the era of big. This is like the era of the big pecs, big guns, you know, gratuitous violence. And like here they are fighting at the end. It's the last scene, and then like they actually crucify him at the end in the part of the movie to a ship mast. And then here's the girl that's like his companion in it for most of the movie. And I bet she was a model or something. She looks like she was probably a model they hired. And this girl was probably a model too. That was the other woman that was in it. That's a really like hardcore scene though, where they're like making that girl hold on that barbed wire. He's like, "You can save them." He's got like her brother and her mom or sister. It was crazy. And like that's one of my complaints about the movie is there's too many flashbacks by too many characters.
Yeah, it gets choppy. It gets choppy, and you're like, so exactly what are you remembering and why? You know.
Jay said he beat up JCVD in third grade. Got mad at him for eating my paste.
Well, you warned him, Jay. You should have took that warning.
It might have been her. Now that I think about it, I remember that Tarzan. It was like a syndicated show, right? And but like so the movie
that girl was pretty.
And they're talking about like you hear this guy talking like all this death and destruction they wrought and blah blah blah, and you think he's going to talk about how they're trying to rise above. He goes, "No, I love the suffering." So you can tell this guy's already a bad dude. It's been narrated by the guy Fender Strat. So
Fender Strat.
You know, I don't know. I was always
Oh no, it was Marshall Strat. Strat.
Okay, no, he was Fender. His name was Fender, though.
Oh,
Fender
that was
Tremolo.
Fender.
Fender Tremolo was his name. That's right.
Yeah.
Then you had Marshall Strat. Okay, I'm getting them mixed up. Well, you know, I don't know. I was always a Paul Reed Smith guy, but that's just me. All right. Anyway, there was nobody named Paul Reed Smith in it. I didn't see Kramer or
Washburn or
Gibson. There was no Yamaha in it. No,
or not Gibson, but what's that other Martin? But this was formulaic of Canon Films at the time. And for Canon Films to get, I don't know if that's the first time that they worked with Van Damme.
No, the first time was Bloodsport.
Oh, well, you know what? That's kind of a letdown because Bloodsport, I think, was better than this. Way better than this.
Yeah, well, like at this time, a lot of people credit this movie as being like the last gasp for Canon because they'd overextended themselves with Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, which was just god awful. They spent so much money on getting luring Christopher Reeve into doing a sequel and getting and getting all these stuff done and like hyping the movie. They didn't have enough money to cast anybody else, and they cast the Nuclear Man as a Chippendale. He was a Chippendale dancer. They found.
Yeah, weird looking blonde dude.
They just found him off the street, And so like they put all this money into that Superman movie and it flopped bad.
Yeah.
And so they were already strapped, and then they would see what Golem and them guys would do at Canon was they would come up with an idea and just make a flashy movie poster and show it to everybody, and then they would try to get money that way. So they would like make a movie poster for like Spider-Man, and you'd have this nice poster go, yeah, we're going to do Spider-Man. It's going to look like this. They didn't have anything. They didn't cast anybody. They'd never put a director to it. They didn't have a script. They would just throw out this picture and be like, okay, we're doing this. Give us money.
That's what I mean by the formulaicness to it. They knew that if that the cover of the VHS cassette at Blockbuster or whatever, or the movie poster, every kid that was our age back then is going to go, oh, Van Damme's in an action movie. Got to see it.
A lot of people felt if they'd stuck to their formula though, like at the end, they might have been around a little bit longer because it was like their jam was like, let's make this movie on a shoestring budget and then it'll make like $10 million. That's how you profit. But at this point, they had you're having guys in there banging out scripts in like a week over a weekend. And it's obvious. You can tell by the names. He was just like looking around his house and going, I'll call this guy Marshall Stratt.
Yeah.
We'll call this guy Gibson Rickenbacker. And like, I didn't pick up on it either as a kid. We were talking about that earlier, but
no. But now you look at it and you're like, oh man,
it's so obvious.
Got played.
Just Tarzan 91, 95. Liddy Denier was Jane. When was Cyborg? It was 1989. Let's see if I can find her name in here. I'll let you know because I had the cast list. No, it's not her. It's not her. It's not her. It's not the same girl because I was looking at the names.
Cyborg was 1989, Scotty.
Yeah, it was 1989. That's not the same girl, but she looks like her. So anyway, it like opens up and this woman's like a cyborg. She's been augmented, you know. There's a crazy scene where you'll see in a minute where her eyeball pops out, you know, and they go, and anyway, so she's got this information that will somehow save humanity, right? So she's got to get to the CDC in Atlanta. And anyway, she gets kidnapped by these guys, Fender and all those guys. They're like pirates. And Jean Claude Van Damme's character is what they call a slinger. He's a guy that like helps people, protects them from pirates and stuff, right? And he's got like, you keep getting these flashbacks that he was with this woman and her sister and brother, right? And he's like protecting them, but you never get a lot of it till the end of it, what's going on. But you keep having these flashbacks, and it's like it kind of is discombobulating because I don't know, because sometimes the flashbacks just happen for no reason. I don't know. And I think it was like it's just sloppy the way they edited it. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. But there's a lot of great action sequences in it. We'll play some clips here. I have a few loaded. So here's like one about her explaining the size. Like,
I think that
was, it was all right, but it was like animatronic. You could tell it was like an animatronic, like the first Terminator movie. They kind of did a little animatronic thing there. So anyway, that's when he was trying to. She was like, "Help me," and he didn't know her, but he's like, "I'll help you." After she explains that she's trying to get this stuff.
Get me back to Atlanta. There's a group of doctors there, the last ones. They've been working on a cure for the plague. They need information I have.
And so you got this it's kind of a convoluted story, to be honest with you. They don't really explain what information she has. They don't really explain much about the plague. I don't really, also they had to edit a lot of they had like dead bodies and like decapitated heads in this movie. So they had to edit a lot of that out because it was going to get an X rating and they couldn't afford. And
they didn't want that X rating.
They couldn't afford to get an X rating, especially back then. It was a death knell for a movie.
Yeah.
So and because nobody would have been able to watch it at all except for people 18 and older. Although probably shouldn't be watching this unless you're 18 or older anyway, even today probably. Then we got another scene where they commandeer a boat, and just the over the top dialogue here, the way the guy even says it's just crazy. It's the guy Fender.
Hoist anchor, mates! We got us a skin job to take to Atlanta.
We got us a skin job. You know what? I can tell also that.
What was that body like? Cooked body sticking on a post right next to him.
I know. They got it like off a pike. Yeah. Also, I think the guy had watched Blade Runner the weekend he wrote the script.
Man,
kind of like
just
skin
like
jobs and stuff like that. That's straight out of Blade Runner. I'm sure that Terminator influenced this movie. Mad Max is obviously probably an influence on this movie. All the Mad Max movies, any post-apocalyptic movie, actually. Well, also, then you start getting these flashbacks of him and this woman and her sister and her brother. I think it's her sister, the real pretty short-haired girl.
It's beautiful.
We'll be safe here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It looked like it's probably beautiful for a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
To be honest, but I mean, it's not. I've actually seen crack houses that look better than that place.
She's a fixer-upper.
You probably, hey, let's play it again, Jeff.
It's beautiful.
We'll be safe here.
Yeah, I've been to that house a lot of times.
You've served some horns to a house like that before.
Yeah. You look at the outside and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get shot.
Yeah, you're going over your part. You're like, watch the corners, okay?
Yeah. Oh, and we had this shield, right? When we do dynamic entry. And guess who got to carry the shield and be the first one in because yeah, it's like, come on, guys. We all make the same amount of money. You got the same title.
Well, you're a big strong guy here. You can be the first one in. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to boot the door with the universal key.
Universal key. Well, then he meets this other girl who's like, I guess she thinks he's a pirate and she tries to attack him. And I don't know how he does this, but she's got a weapon and he throws a knife and then knocks her out with a knife.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that part. Like, how did he knock her out with a knife and not kill her? I do not know, but maybe she was too delicate and she fainted but she doesn't seem too delicate because she's pretty good. She's a kind of a scrapper in this movie. And I think she's kind of cute. She almost looks like Kathy Ireland a little bit, but it's not Kathy Ireland. She's got she got the pouty lip thing going on. My mom says she's got the fake lips, is what I don't know. I guess they were doing that back then too, but
So why did you stay with me while I was knocked out?
I never liked them kind of lips. They looked weird. Looks like she got stung by a bee on her upper lip or something.
And then we got yet another, like, so why does she stay? We stay with her because
I almost spit my coffee.
I guess she reminds him of this woman that he took care of, that he fell in love with.
You said you want to change. Stay with us? Just for a little while?
So I guess it's better than he stays with him. I love his fake wig, by the way.
Yeah, that hair. Why did they do that?
Obviously, a fake wig. I don't know why they had to. Why can't they just make him look the same? But and then so they're going to go. He's trying to find these guys before they get to Atlanta, right? So they're apparently walking from New York, which is pretty insane. I don't know if did they catch a boat too or something later on. I can't remember.
Yes,
it's like I don't know. It's just okay. So I guess they went off at a certain place that they're going to get here, but they have to go through what's called the Wasteland. Obviously, that was ripped from Mad Max.
Yeah, the Wasteland.
They call it the Wasteland. In Mad Max, they call it the Wasteland. But
throughout this thing, you could tell that, like you said, the guy that wrote the whole script in a weekend or whatever, he wasn't sleeping. He was gacked out on cocaine all night.
Yeah, He obviously had bought like 5-8 balls of cocaine.
Yeah.
And had a typewriter in front of him while he watched Terminator, Mad Max, and Blade Runner.
He's sitting in his house because he's got a little bit of money.
He's got all these guitars. And
yes.
musical equipment around. And he's like, what do I call this guy? He's like, oh, Pearl drums. Okay. And they're like, oh, well, we'll call him Skin Job because that's what they call him in Blade Runner, right? We'll call this the Wasteland. It's easy. He goes, this movie's writing itself.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be like me and you, like sitting around like that. I'll geetered out, be like, what do I call this movie right here? Oh, we'll call it. I'll call this guy. Look, Jeff, I'll call that guy Flash.
Okay.
His name will be Flash Spirit. That's it. All right, that's
Flash
the ticket.
Spirit.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good name, Flash Spirit. That you know what? That would be cool. A Flash Gordon Spirit amalgamation.
But he has to fight. He has to fight Colossus Rogue.
Yeah, Colossus Rogue. Yeah, we'll just make up all kinds of stuff, and then he fights Lord Zycam. He fights Lord Zycam, and
kids aren't going to know the difference.
And they have to get to Copenhagen.
Yeah, that's where safety is.
Are you crazy? This is the wasteland. We can't go through here.
Fender has a bullet. We're walking. You want the cure? I want Fender.
I like how the sign says wasteland this way, and then what was it?
Charleston that way.
And then Temptations to the left.
Temptation. I'm going with Temptation.
I don't remember any of those towns being on the way to Charleston. I've been to Charleston, South Carolina at least 3 times. But you know what? The more you know, you learn, right?
Yeah.
And then we got another scene. Is this a flashback? I know there's so many flashbacks in this movie. It makes my head spin.
Do you ever get used to it?
Used to what?
The killing.
Heavy.
You're just a walking wound, aren't you? Sorry. I like scars, really.
She's coming on to him right there because then she takes her blanket off for a second. They had to, you got to show your tatas at least once, right? It's a canon film. So, and then he's like, no, I'm good. So he played, but he's kind of noble about it. He's just like, no, cover yourself up, I guess the woman.
Yeah, he's playing the hero Boy Scout.
Yeah. And then we got another scene with a bad guy. This guy's just, this guy's like over the top, prototypical 80s bad guy from a canon film.
Will Dar can reach the inland road by noon.
And he looks like honestly, he looks like he's chiseled out of marble too. This dude, I don't know what his background was or whatever. He must have been a bodybuilder or something, but yeah, he was jacked.
I'll bring back the data you need. I swear it.
Good luck, Pearl.
They flash back to the intro where how she got to where she met Van Damme, which why didn't they just show that at the first of it? See, what I'm saying is, why don't you just show the intro with the bad guy Fender saying that, and then you go to New York underground lab or something, scientists, and they're like, we have to do something to protect, and then go from there. I mean, but it's kind of discombobulated to me.
The final editing of this, I think we're still in coked up mode, because in their mind, I'm sure it made sense, but everybody else that's watching is going, huh?
Yeah, I don't get it.
What?
They're all
when is this?
No,
why?
No. It's fine. This is great.
No.
You don't understand art. Yeah. You don't understand.
Take this scene.
Yeah, they're all jacked up like Dennis Hopper now. Yeah. Squirrel.
Who are they?
Take them out.
Move.
Both of those guys.
That guy looked like a professional wrestler to me.
Because Van Damme, I don't know how tall he is, but those guys are pretty tall.
We were talking about Charleston. They have a sign that says wasteland this way, Charleston this way, temptation that way. So they obviously go through the wasteland and towards Charleston, I guess. I didn't really think Charleston was a wasteland. I thought it was actually a pretty fine looking town by the ocean, but I guess
this is after the plague, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I bet the people in Charleston were kind of pissed at that when they saw it. Wait.
What are you shitting on us for?
Yeah, here's like yet another flashback when he's with that girl and her sister.
I told my sister that slingers kill pirates. I'm gonna be a slinger someday.
No, you're not.
You'll do something better, Haley.
Ironically, though, girl doesn't become a slinger. She ends up a pirate. You come to find out that this girl is the only one that survived. When Van Damme, they didn't think he was alive, but there's like you'll see in a minute, she's given a choice to hold on to this barbed wire and like save her sister and Van Damme and all of them. Like this little girl's going to be able to hold them there. And they're going to fall in a whale. And she obviously doesn't do it. But Van Damme, somehow, I guess because he's Jean Claude Van Damme, is able to crawl out of this whale, and he thinks she's dead, I think. Yeah, they got all these like colorful houses there too. I went there and I went to the USS Yorktown there in Charleston, South Carolina. It's docked. I don't know if it's still. I guess it's still docked there, but it was really cool being on it. That aircraft carrier had been sunk twice almost.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah, it was kind of cool
Love
to be
to
on
see
it.
that.
Okay, where are we at here? Here's another scene. Yet another scene. That's where they're like, he goes in the sewer. That's right before he does that splits thing that we see.
Yeah.
And then you got to have a clip of Van Damme running. He's not really a good runner. I mean, look, what's this?
He's more endurance. He's more endurance, not sprinting.
Okay. Tom Cruise always does it like in Rambo, like Silver Stallone when he's Rambo, he's running like this.
Like Anthony Kiedis in the Under the Bridge music video.
Under the bridge downtown. All right. We got another. This is where they're talking about it's going to be their home and stuff. This is another flashback. And no, this scene is not like a scene from earlier. I'm playing these.
This is going to be our home. Stay with us. Just for a little while.
His hair was so bad. It was so bad.
Like that. It looked like that.
Hey, I'm in the same.
Yeah. That's why I wear a hat.
Like,
maybe
I'll stay with you for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that it was real hard to stay with that girl.
Man. Why did they do that to him? That wasn't cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's
so hard to stay with this attractive woman, but I'll try to stay here for a little while.
Oh, okay. Should I stay?
Okay, Jean Claude. I don't believe you. So then it kind of culminates with like they have a battle, and then Van Damme gets his ass handed to him by the Fender guy. And so Gibson, his character Gibson Rickenbacker, he gets beat up by. I thought he was going to get beat up by a Guitar Center or something.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to the Guitar Center in Atlanta or something. The way all these names, I don't know. But he actually no shit. He gets crucified.
It's up to you, honey. If you can hold them, they'll live.
Of course, he's too powerful to not his feet. That back heel, he breaks the thing down. But still, I don't know what he was going to do after he fell on his ass off of this shit mask. But like, luckily that girl was just knocked out, and she comes and helps him. And then this girl who's helped him the whole movie dies. That's one of the things that bothered me. Is like,
yeah, plot twist.
I don't know if it was a plot twist, but all right, Scotty. Yeah, and then it culminates with this fight scene. Like, and this dude can't be killed. I'll tell you what, he was like the Terminator. Like, remember when they think he's dead or he's beat him, And then he's like, he sees the little blonde girl. He's like, oh, we're reunited. And he's like, that guy's like, ah.
Yeah.
And then they get in a fight inside. They break through this wall, fighting again. And Van Damme just starts flying those kicks, son. And he kicks him right into this wall where there's these hooks, or like chain hooks with the chains on it, you know, I guess like a storage place. And it impales him on it. And that's finally ends. And he goes out and finds that girl dead. And they take the cyborg woman to the CDC and then back to New York. So that was a hell of a trick. But anyway, they do it all.
How many times have you seen that scene in some action movie where the bad guy gets thrown or punched or kicked into the hook thing in the warehouse? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or something like that. Or like in Commando when Schwarzenegger takes that big pipe and throws it through him.
Yeah.
Basically impales him on a steel pipe or something. You know, he's like, let off some steam, Bennett.
Yeah. That guy went on to do a couple of movies. Not Schwarzenegger. He did, obviously, but
he was in Mad Max, the second Mad Max movie. He was the guy with
he's got a big cult. Yeah, he's got like a cult following because of the roles that
he was in Weird Science. He was also in Weird Science.
Yeah.
And he was a friend.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Schwarzenegger's the protagonist in Commando. He's the good guy, and they cast this guy as the bad guy just because he's got this weird British Australian accent. I can't tell which. Can't remember. I think it might be Australian. Yeah,
I think he's Australian.
And he's wearing like I don't know, man. Like some.
He looks like he walked off the set of a punk rock video.
Yeah, we should save that for another Bad Cinema. We should give it away. Although
it's coming up. It will be coming. It will be.
I love Commando though.
Here's the last clip. Stop it! Yeah, all you're gonna do is stop and go over and beat your ass now, unfortunately. But anyway, the guy's it's like one of those guys though. You know how the bad guys in the 80s movies are like, they're so bad, you're like, you can't wait for them to get killed. He's one of those characters. You're like, oh, I can't wait till this guy gets it. You know what I mean? He was a good bad guy, but that's the testament though. He did play a good bad guy. I will give him that. Yeah. I'm not going to say now, as far as rating this film, I think it's time we do a rating, and I'm going to be brutally honest about you with this movie. And this is a bad cinema, though. There's different criteria for bad cinema, obviously, and it is so bad it's good. I will agree with that. It's like it's kind of fun to watch. It was kind of fun going back in time. It's like going back in time to me being a 13-year-old kid watching this on video at home. Went to the rental store and saw Van Damme, Cyborg. I said, oh, he was in Bloodsport. I got to check this out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't disappoint as far as like just being a straight ahead action film, although it doesn't make sense a lot of times. And sometimes it kind of drags, in my opinion. And now looking back at it more, the names are stupid. But this movie kind of epitomizes what bad cinema is. But as far as like the best of bad cinema, I got to give it 3 wings out of 5. I think that's fair. I don't think it's Bloodsport. I think Bloodsport.
No.
I think it's 3. What do you think, Jeff?
Okay. I think 3. I think that's a reasonable judgment of this movie. I'm going to be a little bit more harsh though. So back when I was a kid and that movie first came out, like you said, I'm like, oh, the Van Damme, Cyborg, whatever. Because all we're there for is the kicks and explosions, right? And maybe get to see a boobie or something. But now that I'm looking at it again, it's ridiculous. The names are ridiculous. And I know it's bad cinema, but I'm only giving it because it's so choppy to me. So choppy. I'm sorry, Van Damme. You're getting 2 wings from me. Only 2.
All right, so Jeff only gives it 2. I was being generous anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody's wanting these coal mining stickers. They're like, do you have any stickers? Let me show you, Jeff. They said, do you have any stickers left? I was like, do I have any stickers left? I thought I almost laughed at him. All right.
2 wings.
Got 2 wings for Jeff. I got 3 bags full, bro. That's what I'm going to write. And I got a manila envelope full of them, too. And I'll show you what else I got on this. No, this is supposed to be bad cinema, but I'll explain it to you. I have 3 photo albums full of stickers, too. So, I have any? All right. Anyway, of course, he didn't know that, so I'm not going to diss him for that, I guess. Anyway, this is I liked it though. If you like bad cinema, you'll like this movie. And I got here's what we're going to be doing next week. We're going to be reviewing a Russ Meyer B film from the 60s. This is the first time we'll be reviewing a movie all the way from the 1960s. And we'll be reviewing the 1965 release Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill. And if anybody doesn't know, if anybody remembers the White Zombie song, Thunder Kiss 1965, about this movie. That song is about this movie, and it samples that movie in the song.
You still there, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to answer another question. Do you still have the albums? Yeah, I still got the albums. Nobody bought them that quick. All right. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, just so everybody knows, we have Comic Conversations, and I'll be talking to Izzyverse NYC. He's an artist and collector from New York, obviously the name NYC. And then we'll go all the way to Thursday at noon Eastern, and Good Cinema presents No Country for Old Men, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, and Josh Brolin, who's one of my favorite actors. And then later that night, if you're not tired of seeing my face, we have the Comic Lounge at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I guess, would it be 4 Pacific? Yeah, 4 Pacific. And 6 o'clock Central, I guess, and 5 o'clock Mountain Time. All right. I think I got all the U.S. time zones there. But anyway, that's the Comic Lounge, just to hang out. If you want to be on it, just send me a message, and you can be on it. And then, of course, I have another edition of Comic Conversations coming out Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, because I had to reschedule this guy, and we're going to have Razor Comics on. I thought I'd name it special for him, so we called it Comic Conversations Wake and Bake, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, and Razor Comics. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And then also later that day, we got the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza, which I don't have a thumbnail for yet because I'm still working on that show. But I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Jeff, thank you for coming on. I hate to solo. It's always good to have somebody else to talk about a movie with, you know. And I think I had fun. We'll have fun next week on this. And this one is on YouTube, by the way. The Faster Pussycat Kill Kill is on YouTube for free. So
yeah, this will be cool. It'll be cool to watch an older one, you know. And Russ Meyer, he's famous. He's
and he has and he loves to put big
known
busty,
for these kind of movies.
Yeah, big busty women, as you see this girl right here.
Oh yeah.
Bad women too. He likes to have bad girls. I think he had a fetish. I think he had a specific fetish, and he would cast the fatale. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. But I think it's time to end it because I got to go eat some lunch. So until next time.
Happy Memorial Day to everybody.
Excelsior. Have a nice Memorial Day. And remember, just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Later, guys.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snitchy boochies.